You're going to want to candle your eggs on day 16 or 17 and trace the air sac. It's really important to know where it's safe to enter, otherwise you risk hitting a vein. If you do hit a vein, you're going to cause the baby to hemorrhage, and therefore the yolk is not going to absorb up within the abdomen, and your baby's not going to survive. That is the biggest reason assist hatches fail. You'll notice I went in only where I traced, right at the air sac where it's safe to enter, and I'm not risking the membrane within. Before I proceed, I'm going to want to make sure that the vessels have shrank enough that I can cut through the membrane safely, and to ensure that, I'm going to wet my finger in room temperature water and get that membrane nice and wet so I can see the size of those vessels. You can see here they're still quite large. This baby is not ready, and so if I were to cut through this membrane right now, I would cause this baby to hemorrhage. This is why it's so important to go in at the air sac. You can give yourself the opportunity by wetting your finger in room temperature water to make sure that those vessels are small enough. I can tell that this baby is going to require some time back in the incubator. I do want to give this little baby the opportunity to hatch on his own, so I'm going to work my way around the air sac to give it the best opportunity and ability to be able to pop out and break through this membrane on his own when he's ready. I'll be keeping an eye on him just in case that doesn't happen. You're going to notice that the sac around the baby is nice and loose. You can move it around. Although it might look tempting, you are going to want to leave this alone. With it being very obvious that this guy needs to cook longer, I'm going to pop him back in the incubator. There's a few things you always want to be certain of. 1, that you're always using a sterile incubator. 2, that you're always cleaning your hands frequently. 3, that your humidity stays high, and this one's really important. You're going to see here I'm adding some water from my kettle. I did boil and then let it cool down. It's just slightly above room temperature, and this is to keep my humidity levels super duper high. The last thing I want is for that membrane to dry out, and he's not my only hatcher. Quite a few hours later, and much effort on his behalf, he entered the world doing the rest of the work himself, me only having to peel the membrane.